All right, hey everybody, good evening. So today I'm going to be installing my ARC intercooler onto my FD RX7 here. So you can see I got it there, the two inlet and outlet pipes, and then the required couplers and hose clamps and that sort of thing. So I got this off eBay. I wish these things were more plentiful out there, but they're kind of a little bit rare these days. So there's the new ARC one going in, and the old stock one coming out. So I will say this: I don't think the sort of stock setup is the best here for the intercooler. Certainly not compared to like the front mounted ones that my R32 has and stuff like that. But it is what it is. The one good thing about it is they actually come out pretty easy. You don't have to take the front clip off or anything like that. So if you've been following my videos, you guys know I've already sort of tore this down a lot. So the inlet and outlet pipes are already disconnected. So obviously you would have to take those off. Other than that, all you have to do is take this guy out, and then these things come out pretty easy. So it's pretty self-explanatory. But I will be back in just a little bit with this one out. Like I said, this is a real easy job. It's pretty self-explanatory. I'm more doing this just to show the size comparison of the two for anyone who's maybe thinking about trying to pick one of these up. So, all right, back in a little bit. All right, so yeah, as I thought, that actually came out pretty easy. As you can see, the two back to back. The ARC is a little bit bigger than the stock, but not terribly bigger. But it is a little bit bigger. You can kind of see it's not terribly taller. But like the core itself is a little bit bigger, as you can see there. So, and plus it's made out of aluminum all the way around. It doesn't have these, plastic pieces on the end. So anyway, it was super easy to come out, and I'll be back in a little bit with it installed. All right, so there it is installed. Like I said, it was very easy, very straightforward. Didn't take me long at all. Maybe, I don't know, 30 minutes to do in total. So yep, there it is. I don't know, it's a little scratched up here because, like I said, it is used, so I don't know, maybe a little bit later I'll paint it or something like that. I don't know, we'll see. But for now, I just kind of wanted to get it together and get it in there and get this project kind of done. So there's a couple reasons why I decided to go this route. I researched a couple different parts out there, and ultimately this is kind of the way I went. I wanted to stay with the stock mounted intercooler setup. I understand probably going V mount is probably the way to go if you want to build like a lot of horsepower out of these cars, but going that route, I'm gonna sound a little bit ignorant here, but like going that route is a little bit new to me, and I know there's certain things, there's trade-offs that come with that, either smaller battery or relocating your battery, having a different intake and things like that. And plus they're really expensive, which I don't know, that doesn't deter me too much, but nevertheless I might go that route eventually. But like I said, it's probably I need to do a little bit of research on that to find out what are the true ins and outs of it and everything like that. So I wanted to stay with the stock mounted, but unfortunately nowadays there aren't too many stock mounted options out there. If you can find the old ARCs like this, if you can find the old Grettis and stuff like that, yeah, that's great. But here again, yeah, you're buying used parts, and they're kind of hard to come by. I just happened to come by this one on eBay, and it looked decent enough, so we'll see. But the ones that are still in production, CX Racing makes one, but and they look great, but the only problem is they're a little bit bigger. Judging from the pictures, it looks like they come out to about here, which is great in terms of increasing airflow and stuff like that. But as you can see, I went with the Apexy intake, and the way it kind of takes a turn there, I didn't have a whole lot of room for that. Not that I'm super married to these intakes, it's just, I already paid the money for them, so I figured whatever. And I do like the fact that they do kind of come right to where the old airbox used to be, and I'd imagine they'd be a little bit better for airflow up the air dam here. I could be wrong about that, but at least that's what at least that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. No, that's what maybe just kind of stick with that. And here again, maybe a little on later on down the line, maybe I'll switch that around and go with something else. But for right now, that's what I went with. And like I said, it does take up a little bit of space there. It kind of limits me to how far a CX Racing intercooler would come over. Now I did get a feed, whatchamacallit, what's the word I'm looking for? Headlight cover with the inlet scoop on there. But like a lot of things with feed, when you order it, they have to make it at the factory, so it's just kind of taking forever. So, eventually, once I get that, then I might allow for a little bit better airflow if I wanted to go to with a different type of intake that kind of just stayed over on here. But like I said, for right now, I do like these, and I do like the fact that it kind of stays where the old airbox used to be. Then there's Night Sport, which you can get from righthanddrivejapan.com for about $1,600 or so, which is a little bit pricey, but they do look really nice, and they are big. I mean, they're a good, thicker sort of intercooler. The reason why I didn't go with that is because if you go that route, it looks like you have to relocate your AST tank or just eliminate it altogether. A lot of people, what they do, if it comes with a bracket to where you can basically put the AST tank right next to the thermostat there, but unfortunately I'm kind of running into the same problem with these Apexi intakes kind of staying right there. So I know I'm sort of making a lot of compromises just to stay with these intakes. So like I said, eventually I might change it out, but whatever, I already spent the money on it, and there they are, so yeah, that's fine. So anyway, but that's the reason why I didn't do that. Yeah, like I said, you can eliminate the AST tank, but it's just like with the V-mount intercoolers. I know there's a lot of information on the internet about that, a lot on the forums about that, but to tell you the truth, I don't know all the ins and outs of it just yet. I mean, I know, like, fundamentally it's easy to do from a project standpoint, but in terms of what trade-offs you truly get with that, I don't know, and so I'm not familiar enough with these cars to like really decide to go that route or not. So, but anyway, that's why I decided to, like I said, I wanted to stay with the stock mounted intercooler system for now. I might change that out to a V-mount later, and then, like I said, I needed to have something that allowed me to keep my AST tank, and unfortunately, because of my intakes, it won't let me relocate it. Anyway, so that's just kind of went with that. So. I finally heard back from Atkins Rotary. They emailed me today, so my injectors are finally arrived. So they shipped out today, so hopefully they'll here soon, so I can go ahead and finish that build over there, and then hopefully put this thing back together and start it up. So as you can see, a little bit more. I had to sort of, in order to move the rat's nest to get to the injectors, I had to disconnect some of the vacuum lines that I previously hooked up. So as you can see, I just marked them up. I was very, very sort of diligent about taping them all correctly, so that way they all go back to normal, or all go back where they should be without causing me too much of a headache. So hopefully those will come in and I can finish that up, and we'll go from there. So, all right, that's it for now. I'm going to go ahead to the gym. You guys have a good night and a good rest of your week.